91% of your problems directly result from your flawed perspective to look at things. A flawed mindset can have a more detrimental effect on your growth than anything else. American psychologist Carol Dweck writes in her book, "For 30 years, my research has shown that the view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life. It can determine whether you become the person you want to become and whether you accomplish the things you value." This year, I read 25 personal development and self-help books and realized that it is possible to train your mind to identify and fix your flawed perspective. Sometimes a tiny shift in perspective is all it takes to sort your life out. I came up with the 3 most prevailing false beliefs that are holding you back, that held me back, and 3 subtle yet powerful mindset shifts to fix them. 2 minutes for each mindset shift. Our time starts now. Number 1. The backwards law. Dealing with negative emotions. Whether you like it or not, majority of our thoughts and emotions are negative. Fear, sadness, anger, so on and so forth. That's a fact. But another fact is, all of us want to feel positive and be happy. Ironic, right? That's where the backwards law comes in. Proposed by 20th century philosopher Alan Watts, it states that wanting a positive experience is a negative experience. It means the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you become. Because going after something only reinforces the fact that you like it in the first place. Deep stuff, right? Wanting to be happy and going after positive emotions all the time is a flawed way of thinking, and here is a mindset shift that can fix it for you. Start with acceptance. No matter who you are, life is going to throw a lot of obstacles and problems at you. No one goes through life unharmed. Once you accept this fact, you become invincible in dealing with whatever problems or obstacles life throws at you. Accepting that life is not always going to be favorable to you makes you mentally tough, and instead of running away from your negative emotions and problems, you start preparing yourself to face them like a warrior. But to fight anything, you must first know who your enemy is. That's where the next step comes in, figuring out the origin of your negative emotions. In his book, author Mark Manson explains, if you are feeling down or experiencing negative emotions, that's because your brain is telling you that there is a problem you need to do something about. Your mind does not like to keep problems unresolved. It wants to reach solutions. It wants closure. In other words, negative emotions are a call to action. It could be anything. Maybe you are supposed to come out of that toxic relationship, make a decision about that job you dislike, or deal with some personal stuff. Whatever it is, taking action is the best possible way to deal with your negative emotions. You must not live in denial or adopt a victim mentality. Once you take action, the reward is positive emotions. When you feel them, life seems simple and enjoyable. In conclusion, mindset shift number 1 is accept that life has its ups and downs. Stop running after positive feelings all the time and instead deal with your unresolved issues. Keep in mind that happiness cannot be a constant state of being. Number 2, confidence by competence. The 2 biggest obstacles on your way to success are fear and lack of confidence. Both feed off of each other. Fear makes you less confident, and the less confident you are, the more you fear. A lack of confidence is associated with loneliness, depression, feeling left out, and much more. On the internet, there is no shortage of videos and social media influencers that are teaching people mind and body language tricks to look confident. And some of them might even work, but only for the short term. When facing tough situations in life, that fake confidence is gonna quickly vanish into thin air. For the long term, you need to build a personality that has confidence as a built-in feature. In his book, Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday distinguishes between true confidence and the fake one. Fake confidence comes from toxic positivity, false self-belief, and pure arrogance. You know those people who talk about achieving big things in life but in reality don't do much? Yeah, that's exactly what fake confidence looks like. Whereas true confidence comes from actual accomplishments. It is rooted in reality. It is the confidence that comes from the things that you have actually done, from your true achievements. Once you understand the difference between fake and real confidence, comes the next step. I have researched confidence a lot and have found just one practical theory that works. In 1952, Bernice Moore published an article called Self-Confidence for Competence. She explained in her article that self-confidence without competence is of little use, as is competence without self-confidence. Look, learning a skill or getting a degree is your competence, but to use your skills to achieve something worthwhile in the world, you need confidence. Competence and confidence are both useless without each other, and here's the most practical way to build confidence based on her research. Improve your skills, put them into practice, see the results, and grow more confident. Sounds pretty easy, right? But there is a catch, there always is. Step number 3 is the most difficult one. When chasing long-term goals, you don't see positive results more often. I had to create like 40-50 videos before I could get anything right. Not even one of them worked. They all sucked equally. So to see good results more often, break down your... By the way, I have already explained this strategy in my recent video called 5 life-changing habits that I learned after reading 25 self-help books. But I will explain it again. To see good results more often, break down your goal into small and easily achievable milestones. When chasing long-term goals, it becomes difficult to keep yourself motivated. But when you break it down into small, easily achievable chunks, it increases your chances of winning more often. And winning changes your body chemistry. When you win or succeed at something, your serotonin levels shift, testosterone increases, your posture changes, and you become more relaxed, energetic, and confident. In conclusion, mindset shift number 2 is, don't look at confidence as some mind or body language trick. Instead, build your confidence based on your consistent accomplishments. Real confidence should come from within you for it to become part of your personality. Mindset shift number 3, human, a social animal conundrum. I couldn't find a name for this one, so I gave it one myself. Human, a social animal conundrum. Anyway, be serious. We all know that we humans are social animals. We cannot have a healthy mental state without a good social life. But another fact is, to discover your unique abilities, you have to distance yourself from the crowd. You have to isolate yourself and spend some time alone. Contradictions. Nowadays, one of the most prevailing fears among the young people is the fear of ending up alone in life, not finding friends or a life partner. I understand that fear because I have been there. But in our desperate attempts to be with someone at any cost, sometimes we end up being with wrong people. Deep down, we know that they are holding us back, but still we endure all that toxicity because we are afraid of being alone. Being alone and enjoying your own company is a superpower, and I don't want to brag about myself, but I have mastered that superpower. I developed it over time, and that's precisely the reason I know why it is so difficult. It is difficult to sit silently with your thoughts because most of the time your thoughts are disturbing and negative. But don't get discouraged. Here's the trick. Be a distant observer like this Dr. Strange dude here. Observe your thoughts closely, and to deal with them, keep a thought diary. Write down every thought that's coming to your mind when you are alone. If those thoughts are about guilt and regret, they are about the past. If they are about fear and uncertainty, they are about the future. The past is something you cannot change, and the future is something you cannot control. Keep reminding yourself that, and I promise it will get easier. Write today's date on this template, practice it for 3 months, and then come back and tell me how it turned out for you. In conclusion, the mindset shift number 3 is, don't be afraid of being alone, and don't be afraid of your negative thoughts. Instead, confront and understand them. And most importantly, do not ever lose your uniqueness in search of acceptance. I have one more bonus hard-hitting life lesson that I learned this year. It would just take a minute, but if you're already bored, feel free to stop watching this video and go on with your life. Here it is. Fuck the internet millionaires.
But you can live the life that I am living 16 days a week.
To win big, you gotta bet big. It's the hurricane. Make a lot of money, I spend a lot of money.
We here at the Bellagio, about to place a big bet today.
$100,000 game, I need this, baby, let's go.
I'm Miles VS, a sports betting king, and this is my house. It's like the game room up here. I got a beautiful strip view. I might do a party, have some girls out here. Most expensive thing I bought, my house.
Can you tell us how much it was?
That was like $4 million.
Bought this awesome i8, this really cool G-Wagon, and moved into this beautiful penthouse.
I recently started using Instagram just 3 months ago. Before September of 2022, I did not use it at all. Since I started using it regularly for posting content about books, I noticed a very disturbing trend on Instagram. It is full of fake millionaires, life coaches, and people selling courses. They start off by showing off their lavish and luxurious lifestyle, making you feel sorry for yourself, making you feel inadequate about your body, your financial situation, and almost everything about yourself. Then they tell you can have a lifestyle like this, just buy their course. You don't need to have any particular skills and all. Anyone can do it. Their course will fix all of your problems. Things like YouTube automation, outsource everything, don't show your face and make millions.
One thing that's common among all of the fake gurus is they use deception and flashy material items to sell you on their success. They're not selling a product or service, they're selling success. They're hoping that you, the potential customer, want to have their success and would be willing to buy their products or service to chase the material wealth. What their customers don't realize is that the fake guru's success comes from selling you on success.
They are saying that they can make you rich by teaching you something that anyone can do. Look bro, if it is something that anyone can easily do, then that's a sure sign you shouldn't waste any of your time pursuing it.
The new role models of our youth are Instagram influencers who use deception to promote a beauty standard that is unattainable. Think about this, the highest paid and most popular beauty influencers can't even attain the image they present to the public naturally. Whether it be through Photoshop, Facetune, or plastic surgery, they're using devices to trick you into thinking their image is attainable. The result is obvious. Young women feeling the need to get plastic surgery. On a deeper level, the subconscious messaging that is being perpetuated is that young women's only value is in how thick they are on social media.
Social media influencers are in the business of making people feel inadequate and using that feeling to make people buy their courses.
Dove has released a moving video called Reverse Selfie to address the impact of editing apps on the self-esteem of young people. Dove's self-esteem research project found that 85% of girls were using retouching apps and image filters by the age of 13. By the age of 13, young women are already negatively influenced to dislike their bodies enough to use filters before posting photos online.
They say they are featured in Forbes and all, but anyone can get featured in Forbes magazine's Brand Connect section if you are willing to pay somewhere between $4,000 to $5,000.
Until I discovered a secret inner circle to fame, something that got me published on sites like the New York Weekly, US Reporter, Chicago Journal, LA Wire, and so many more credible publications.
These news publications are as credible as a movie critic who financed the movie they're reviewing. Since most members of society still hold print journalism in high esteem, the idea of getting featured in a publication seems like a noteworthy accomplishment. But when you find out what exactly is going on, you realize how easy it is for fake gurus to look super credible when in fact they are not. Now you just need to pay a few bucks to a guy who owns a BMW i8 and you can look like a famous businessman. News Insider reveals the secret inner circle that allows ordinary people to appear in New York Weekly, US Reporter, LA Wire, and other major news TV publications within 24 hours. You can have your sob story printed on many news publications tomorrow, which will let you look like a legitimate entrepreneur who's been in hiding for years and is finally sharing your secrets out of the kindness of your heart.
Big shout out to my homie Dylan Kivo. Thanks for getting me placed in the New York Weekly 40 Under 40. Dope article. Really professional process working with Dylan, so if you need any press, go hit him up.
As I was researching for this video, I googled a search term trying to find out any info about paying to be on Forbes. The first result was an ad for a PR agency called Imperium Group PR that advertises their service for getting featured on Forbes US for $1,500 in 5 days. Most of what you see in the social media fake guru course selling ecosystem that I heavily criticize is all pay to play. Once you can wrap your head around the fact that most marketing and advertising is a pay to play model, you'll start to see social media for what it is. I'm just trying to show that all of these fake gurus saying they've been featured on many news publications as if it's an award to be shown at dinner parties is all a facade. If I pay for Dylan's services, I could look like a legitimate entrepreneur in a matter of days.
The truth here is that most of those so-called internet millionaires already come from rich families, so don't fall for it. It's all lies. Instead, think long-term and focus on building real value and unique skills. Okay? Okay, that's it for today then.
I really do think the fraudulent practices of fake gurus and influencers have a profound impact on people's mental health and how they perceive themselves. I think we should all be aware of who we follow on social media, as it really does have a drastic impact on our self-esteem and how we view ourselves.